Hey everybody, we are in Seattle this evening. We decided to come down and spend the night before my appointment with my neurologist, and we're going to visit with him to do some follow-ups and see how my treatments are going, see what's going on with my MS, and go over I'm going to get some new MRIs and be able to compare them with the older ones, and just to check in and see how I'm doing. But we decided to come down to Seattle the night before because we didn't want to make the couple of hour drive early in the morning, because my appointment is at 7. So we didn't want to wake up really early and have to come down here and fight with Seattle traffic. So we decided to get a hotel right in downtown, not in a spot that generally we would get a hotel in, but we wanted to be close to the hospital so it wasn't too early or too far for me to go in the morning, because I'm going to go to the MRI by myself, because it's just me sitting in a scanner for an hour plus. Anyway, it takes a while because they scan my brain and my my all the way down my spine. Actually, yeah, they go all the way down my neck and down my spine, so it ends up being like 3 or 4 different types of scans when they get it all in. So it takes a little bit of time. So anyway, I'm going to go by myself to that, and then I'm going to come back and get Suz, and we're going to go to the appointment because it's a few hours after that.
We're going to go to breakfast, and then we're going to go to the appointment.
We're going to go to breakfast.
And actually, when I made the reservation, we thought that your MRIs were at 6.
Yeah, I don't know why.
But then they called me the other day and said 7, and I said, sweet. But
yeah, that's better. Popular. But anyway, so yeah, we didn't want to fight all that traffic. Came down here, got a hotel. We got here, checked in, and they had run out of the room that we requested. So we were a bit concerned about that.
I was concerned because I'm super duper pregnant and I need a little more space. You can show me.
Boom. Bump.
And we picked a really old hotel. It's just a really cool old building that they've redone. And I envisioned, when he said that, I immediately saw this like old rickety brass like double bed or smaller.
Yeah.
And I got a little bit nervous, but to our surprise, they instead upgraded us to this suite that is really fancy.
I love the monkeys. The monkeys in the window wallpaper.
It actually is really, really nice, and it's super fun. It made the trip a little more fun. We were nervous going to a hotel we hadn't been to before, and it's just one night and it's no big deal, but it's fun to get away. And it was our anniversary a few days ago, so we thought that it just added to it and made it not so dreary, like a bummer appointment and checkup. And
so anyway, we wound up in a pretty cool room, and we'll give you a tour later. But the question is, like, since my appointment is tomorrow, and it's been 6 months since we talked to a neurologist, how are you feeling about it?
I think all of these things, you get a little nervous because we've gotten to a point where we've been kind of maintaining. There's some things that have kind of slipped downward. Things haven't gotten better, and I don't know, it just always, it makes it official, and so you kind of worry about, are they going to find something? Are they going to, how are you really doing? And yeah. It's been a really busy time, and so I get concerned that we haven't been taking good enough care of you, or I feel like I have had to take a lot of your time and energy. Like, you know, I've been sick, I've been pregnant, you've been doing a lot more for me and for us. And so if we get anything like negative, if anything's come up, I just feel really guilty. Like,
Oh, and you should feel responsible. That's what everybody watching this video is thinking. Why would you feel responsible about that?
I don't know. Well, because I care. I mean, I get concerned, and I feel bad because it's about me. Or, you know, like if it comes to that just these last few months have been. You know, it's same with like when you're finally diagnosed or when you get, you know, results of a blood test or something, you know, anything. It just makes it final, and it's kind of scary. Which is another reason why we wanted to come down, you know, make it a little more fun because it can be stressful.
Yeah.
Like, it is a big, I kind of think you go every day and there's things that you deal with and there's things that we both deal with and you see and you feel, but then you come down here and it all just becomes really real, and it's like that reminder. She's kicking your arm.
Oh, I didn't feel it.
And,
Oh, that I felt right there. I'm the kind of guy that doesn't really get the extent of the situation or the extent of what's going on until it's like right in front of my face. So like having babies, like having kids and things like that, like yes, I see that Susanna is pregnant every day for 9 months, but like it doesn't really hit me or really like dawn on me like, hey, this is serious stuff, like kid coming into the world, until it's like we're in the hospital and the baby is being born. So yeah, coming down here, that's the long answer of saying that, yeah, no, I totally agree with you that coming down here makes it a little more real. A couple of things that I am concerned about is that my muscle spasms have seemed to, I don't know if flare up is the right word, but anyway, they seem to have come back with a little bit more intensity. I've had them more frequently, it seems like. And
some of them have been big.
Yeah, some of them have been big. And,
is that a word for it? Big? Is that kind of, I don't know.
well, I mean, it's just like,
intense.
there you go. That's the word we're looking for. It's
I think
intense.
you said that earlier, but yeah.
So anyway, it's the other thing that's concerning me is that I have been, having a numb or tingling sensation in my legs now for like 2 years. And so my concern is that, that's not going to go away. Like, that's permanent damage, and I'm just going to have to deal with that for the rest of my life. So that's my concern. The other concern that I have is my balance still hasn't been great, and I would even say the past maybe week or so it has gotten slightly worse. Like, I wouldn't say like, I don't even know if I'd say notably worse, like, but like there have been times where it's like, whoa, my balance was really bad just then. So those are a couple of the things that I'm concerned with. When I first started coming to the realization that I may have MS and then the eventual diagnosis of that, my thought was, and I don't know, I could have sworn that even the neurologist that diagnosed me said, yeah, it's totally feasible for you to, make 100% recovery and get back to normal. But that was my thought, is that I would, it would take some time, but that I'd get back there. But it's been 2 years, and my hope and my faith in that is diminishing a bit. And so those are my concerns, and I'm hoping that tomorrow when I talk to the neurologist that he can answer some of those questions. Is this going to go away? Do I just need to start realizing that these are just symptoms and issues that I'm going to have to deal with all the time?
Yeah, I think that Another part and another factor of what's happening too is the last time you saw this neurologist, you'd actually switched neurologists to this doctor, and we saw him in June, and then we had the summer, and we had some struggles with the summer and the weather. Now it is the middle of December, and we're having the other side of that. It's gotten really cold. It snowed where we live a little bit, and I think that is playing a role in things. And so it's like we're still just so new to all of this, and it's not just we can read about it, we can read what it does, but it's so individual. And so figuring out what it does to you, or what you need to do, what we need to do, it's hard. It's hard to figure it all out.
Yeah.
And it's like you do something one day and you think, okay, that works, and then one little thing is off, and maybe you ran outside without a coat or something, you shivered, and then all of a sudden you have this whole big a bunch of pain or a bunch of spasms or a bunch of stuff, and is that related or is that random, or it's just it's, you want to figure it out and you want to get to the bottom of it, but at the same time it's really hard to figure out, and that gets overwhelming. Like you just don't want to dive into it sometimes. I don't know, like, and then
I'm gonna jump in, like, also too, when something happens, you're like, you question everything. Okay, was that MS, or was that just me, or was there something else? Am I getting worse? Is this the same? You just start, it's like a game of 1,000 questions whenever anything ever happens.
Yeah, and I think part of that's ongoing, and part of that is just that it's new. To say, we're a year into this and we've learned a ton, but at the same time I feel like I'm clueless in a lot of ways, and I don't, that can be discouraging, but at the same time we're moving forward, and that's where that's what you want to do, and I'm glad that we're here. I'm glad that we found this neurologist, and I'm glad that we're in a place where we can, come down here and have a fun day together. And but it is December, and like the whole city has lights all over, and it's very cheery. And we went to a restaurant tonight, and it's all decorated. Our hotel, this old, sweet, awesome building, is all decorated up, and they had a big old tree downstairs. And I don't know, you just get reminded too of that it's okay, and there's a lot of good happening, and we're blessed by a lot, and it's been the craziest, hardest year in so many ways, and we talked about this in our Thanksgiving video, but obviously with that, it's like it'll be okay, and there's lots that so much that's good, and so much that we still are fortunate to not have to deal with when it comes to MS, things that people go through, people that are dealing with it that we don't deal with. And it's hard because there's some things that you're going through that you have that are very personal, that one would struggle to talk about. It's hard to, and sometimes when you don't share, especially me being a woman, it's like you kind of get it off your chest, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, you can breathe and everything. It makes it easier. And there's some things that are going on that you just can't really share, and so it's like they never really get easier. And but at the same time, even knowing that, I know that you carried all of our stuff in here, and you walked up here, and you're walking around, and you might stumble, but it's like there's other people have no clue that you have anything.
Right. That's what I was going to say too. Like, that's why I consider myself fortunate, because you don't. That's why I consider myself fortunate, is because like most people that look at me don't know that I have anything wrong, and so I do consider myself totally fortunate that my diagnosis only comes with some certain symptoms. not really tough, difficult symptoms that, you know, take away my mobility or my ability to function, period. So I consider myself fortunate. But anyway, I think that unless we come up with any other questions or any other comments that we want to share before tomorrow's appointment, that'll be it for tonight. But we will bring you guys along for the appointment, and hopefully we get some good news out of that. That is it for now. We will talk to you then.